Hey everyone, Abdul here, and in this video we will build a complete AI personal assistant agent with Antigravity and Cloud Code. Without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So we are going to be using Antigravity, and in case you don't know what Antigravity is, it's just an IDE, an integrated development environment, where we can build this sort of AI agent without the visual interface that we normally use to, like n8n and make Zapier. So with Antigravity, it's just like a fork of VS Code, which is also an IDE that we can now use natural language to build these workflows with the aid of AI, um, like Cloud Code, Gemini, OpenAI, and so on. Right. So this is the interface that you're going to see when you download Antigravity. It's completely free. You can just go to their official website and download it. After that, we will be greeted by this interface. And then the first thing that we have to do is to create a folder. So I'm just going to click on this like so. And then I'm going to go to my documents. And then I'm going to right click to create a new folder. And I'll call this folder YouTube Personal Assistant Agents. And I'll select the folder like so. I'll make sure that I'm inside the folder. And then I'll select the folder. Now it's going to open up a new user interface. So after creating the folder, we have to make sure that we're inside the folder. Then we'll click inside of that folder. Then in the right hand side here, you'll look at this and you'll think it's intimidating. Don't worry, it's completely easy. So in the left hand side, we have the file explorer. Think of this like your normal file explorer that you have on your PC locally. This is just where you can see all the files that the AI agent is working on, the file path, right? This will create all our files. And then in the middle here is where we will be able to see the actual code that is written inside of this file. It will make sense in a minute when I start creating these files and I click on them for you to see the content of these files, right? And then in the right hand side here is where we communicate with the AI agent to create these workflows for us and also execute the workflows from our IDE. So as we can see, it's loading. We're going to give it a minute, and then when it's done, we're going to start our prompting. All right, so as you can see here, on the top of this text bar, we have the name of our file, which shows that everything we're going to be doing, everything the agent is going to be creating for us, will be stored inside of this folder, right? So the first thing that we have to do is to tell the agent how it's going to behave, which is the system prompt, which is going to be the first thing that we're going to give the agent. So for us to do that, we're just going to come here and we'll click on New File under this folder that we've created. And then we're going to name it agents.md. That's where we're going to store our system prompt. So I'll just go agents.md. I'm going to click on enter. Now, as you can see, we have this interface that gives us the ability to write the content of this agents.md file. So think of it as a Google Docs, and the name of the Google Docs is agents.md, and this is where we can write the content in that Google Docs, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab a system prompt from Nixarive. All credit to him. He has a very good system prompt that I've used and I found to be really, really comprehensive. And if you just want to start out to test how these systems work, it's a really good prompt for you to start with. So I'm just going to go here and copy this whole prompt, and I'm going to link it down in the description below also so that you can access it. So I'm just going to paste this here. And what this does is that it tells our agent how it's going to behave, the files that it's going to create, and just the general architecture of the whole system, right? So it's following a DOE framework architecture, directive, orchestration, and executions. And we're going to see how all that works. We don't have to create any of these files ourselves. All I have to do is just come here and say create my workspace according to agents.md, and I would like to use Claude Opus 4.5. So here we can choose the model that we want, and then I'm gonna leave this to planning also, because it makes a plan before it actually executes, so you can see and you can reduce the hallucinations, right? So I'm just gonna send this. So as you can see, it has created all the files according to our agent.md structure. So we have a folder that's called directive, and this is basically where it just tells the system what it's going to do, and all the files here are going to be .md, which is markdown. So what this does is that it just tells the system how it's going to work, and the executions is actually like the hands of the system. That's like the tools and the script it's going to use to actually perform the actions that we want it to do. So and this is going to be usually in Python, right? That's because it's just way easier for us to run the script in Python, and it's just like the underlying programming language for most of the AI systems that we have today. Now we have all these files here. We can now start the building of our systems. So I want to build a personal assistant AI agent that has access to our email. So it can send email, it can read email, it can draft email, it can label email, and also to our calendar, where it can create events, it can get events for us, it can delete events from our calendar. I also want the agent to be able to create, blogs by researching, and I also wanted to have access to web search and some other functionalities, but these are going to be the main functionalities for now. So I'm just going to tell the AI agents to create that for me. So I'm just going to go, hey, I want to build a personal assistant AI agent. And this architecture or structure of the AI agent is going to be that it will have a master agent, and that master agent is going to have access to a sub agent. The first sub agent is going to be an email agent that has the ability to send email, reply emails, label emails, create draft, get emails, and mark unread. The second sub agent is going to be a calendar email that creates event, update event, delete event, get event, and create event with attendees. The third sub agent is going to be a content creation agent that searches the webs and create blog posts for us. The fourth sub agent is going to be a contact agent that has ability to get contact or add contact and update contacts to our database. And then I also want the masters agent to have access to web search functionality. For the database of our contact, I want to use Google Sheets, and for the web search functionality, I want to use Tavily. Please go ahead and build this for me, and if there's any API that you want me to provide for you for this system to function, then let me know. All right, now we have the prompt here, and I'm just going to send this and allow it to cook. All right, now we're just going to view the plan that it has set up for us. So as we can see, personal assistant AI agent, tasks, task tracker. So the first phase is planning, create implementation, get user approval and plan, set up environment. So we're in this step right now. Phase 2 is execution layer. Google Auth setup script, email agent script, calendar agent script, contact agent script, web search Tavily, and content creation scripts. Yep, this looks good to me. So I'm just going to allow in this conversation. All right, so we have the agent has gone ahead and built everything for us. So if we come to the directives, you'll see that it has created a calendar agent.md file, a contact agent.md file, content agent.md, email agents.md, master agents.md, and a readme.md. I did not create any of these files. The agents did everything for me, right? And these are just SOPs telling each of the sub-agent how they are going to operate. Now, the actual executions of each of these sub-agents is actually done by this Python script that's also, by the way, written by the AI agent. I didn't do any of this, right? So we have the calendar create. This actually creates the calendar's event in our calendar. If you go down, it does all the calendar options, actions here. And then we have the contact actions here, it add, it get, it update. These are the actual action scripts. And then we have the email draft. We have the Google Auth Python script also. If you're conversant with n8n, these are actually like the nodes that you have. So create calendar event, delete calendar event, all those visual notes that you have, they're now converted to Python script. And if I just click on one of these here, you will see the actual code. This is an actual Python script code that's written all by the agent, by the way. I didn't do any of this, right? So now that we have this, the next step that we have to do is, of course, give it our API so that it can actually function. So I'm going to say is, I know that I need to use these APIs. I know the APIs that I need to use, which is Google, Tavily, OpenAI. But I'm just going to ask it, give me all the list of the APIs that I need to give you so that I can provide them for you. So I'm just going to go ahead and, hey, give me all the list of the APIs that you need for this system to function so I can give them to you. We have our Google Auth, and then we have our OpenAI, and then we have Tavily, and then the Google Sheet ID, right? So let's just go down the list. The first one is going to be our Google Auth. So if you just come here to Google Cloud Console, there's a whole step-by-step for you to do this. A lot of tutorials on YouTube on how to create this, but it's just console.cloudgoogle.com. And then, if you're new, your interface is going to be different, but I'll just create a new one quickly without showing you how to actually do it. If you want to know how to do it, there's a lot of tutorials for you on YouTube to do that. So I'm just going to click on create new credentials, which of course I'm going to delete after this video. So application type, we're just going to use web application, and then I'm going to name this YouTube personal assistance. Okay, this is YouTube. And then we have to add authorized redirect URIs. I'm not going to go into why we need to. So I'm just going to come back here and tell the agent, hey, can you provide the redirect URI that I'm going to put in my Google Cloud Console? I think that's going to be a localhost link. So provide all of them for me so that I can put it in my Google Cloud Console. All right, I'm just going to copy this one by one, I think. All right, and then I'm going to create. All right, so this is the client ID and the client secret. So I'm just going to copy this, and I'll come back here and I'll say Google credentials. Client ID is going to be this. Control V. And then client secret. And then the second one is the OpenAI credentials. API key. We're just going to come to OpenAI. So we're going to come to platform.openai.com. We're going to create a new credential. There's also steps for you to, create this. If you want to look at the steps, there's a lot of tutorials online. So I'm just going to name this again, YouTube personal assistant tutorial. I'll create my key. Of course, I'm going to delete this after I'm done with this video, and then I'm going to paste it. And then number 3 is going to be Tavily API. So I'm just going to go to Tavily APIs. I think I'm just going to add my own API. So the key name is going to be YouTube personal assistant tutorial. All right. So I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to give it the Tavily API. And then I'm going to say, here are the API keys. Please integrate it into our system to make sure that our system works. For the Google Sheet ID, since you have access to our Google Sheet API, I want you to create the sheet and get the ID and put it into our system so that it works. All right. Now it has done everything for us. It has integrated our APIs, and it actually created the sheet for us, and it gave us the link to the sheet. Now I'm just going to click this, and we are going to see. So we have the personal assistant contact. I did not create this, the agent did. So we have the name, we have the email, we have the phone, we have the company, and we have the notes. Okay, so it's time for us to test this system to see if everything works. So it's opened this twice. I'm just going to close this. All right. So I'm just going to come here and say, add the following contact to our database. Name is Abdurrahman. Email is iabdurrahman261 at gmail.com. And what other information do we have here? We have the phone, company, and notes. So phone number is, let's say, something like this. And then company name is Lyrax.ai. And we're just going to send this and wait for it to execute. It's telling me that it has added it. Let's go back to our sheet and okay, maybe a quick refresh. All right. Now we have all the information. Name Abdurrahman, email abdurrahman261 at gmail.com. The phone number is the one we gave it. The company is Lyrox.ai, exactly as we told it to do. So we're going to test another functionality. Let's say, hey, I want you to create an event for me with the contact in our contacts database and send an email notification notifying them about the events that you created. So the event is going to be created for tomorrow at 5 p.m. and it's going to be about AI audit for their business. All right. So I told it to, retrieve a contact from our database, create a calendar event, and send email notification. And it said it did all that. So let's go and confirm. So I'll just come to my calendar event first of all. Tomorrow is 21. I'm going to click on this. And as you can see, 5 p.m. it's created AI audit for Lyrox.ai. Lyrox.ai bring the contact that is in our database, right? And then it also sent an email to this email address right here, iabdurrahman261. And as you can see, it's this email. So we're just going to check if it did that. I'm going to refresh this. And we have it. Meeting invitation, AI audit for Lyrox. So I'm just going to click on this. Hi Abdurrahman, I hope this message finds you well. I want to confirm our upcoming meeting regarding the AI audit for Lyrox. And this is all the details. Perfect. Now we are going to test another functionality. Hey, can you check my calendar and tell me what event I have tomorrow? All right, it came back saying you have one scheduled event scheduled, the AI audit meeting we just created with Abdurrahman from Lyrox.ai. And as we can see in our calendar, that is the only schedule that we have, the events that we have for tomorrow. Now we're going to test another functionality. I want you to create a blog related to AI agents, and I want you to beautifully format it in HTML and send it to the email of the contact that is in our database. I want this email to be beautifully formatted in HTML and sent to our contact in the database. Okay, I realized I just did some repetitions there, but it's okay. And mind you, I did not tell it the email that it's going to send it. I just said, send it from the database that is in our email, from the email that is in our database, right? Let's see if it's going to do a good job for that. All right. Now it's saying that it has sent the email. I'm just going to check my email for that. Let's go back. And voila, unlocking the power of AI agents. Well, that didn't send. We are going to go back and say the subject of the body of the email was sent, but the body of the email was not sent, as you can see in the image. Please fix it. Now it said it has sent the email successfully again after fixing the error that we had earlier. So I'm just going to check it here. And as we can see, unlocking the power of AI agents, beautifully formatted. Unlocking the power of AI agent. What are AI agents? How they work? Benefits of for businesses. Future trends. Ready to embrace AI agent. That is perfect. Now, if we go back to our script, we see that we've tested everything, right? We've tested the calendar agent, the contact agents, the content agents, the email agents, and the master agent is one that takes care of everything. And as you can see, we tested everything, and they worked fine. Now, I know this is just like a POC to show you what's possible with anti-gravity, right? We did not particularly use Cloud Code for this, but I tend to use Cloud Code when anti-gravity's model is not able to, fix this. And I know that even though Cloud Opus 4.5 is also used in Cloud Code, sometimes I don't know why this happens, but Cloud Opus 4.5, if it cannot fix some errors using anti-gravity, it tends to fix it with Cloud Code. I don't know why that is. We did not run into any issue that anti-gravity's model could not fix. So that's the reason why we did not use Cloud Code. I tend to use Cloud Code for more complex and heavy automations or workflows. And as you can see, this is just a basic stuff that we just did in less than an hour, right? So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you guys got value from this one. I'm going to put all the resources in the description down below. Thank you, and see you in the next video. Bye.